Okay, so you're thinking of starting your own consulting business. What are some of the key elements that you need to think about? That's what we're going to be talking about this week. Okay, so look, you'll find lots of videos on this channel about starting up, but this week I want to talk about what are called the pie. And here are 6 key elements to think about when you are starting your consulting business. Now, I'll apologize in advance for my drawing skills or lack of them. But let's see if we can keep this really simple, because I reckon there are probably 6 key elements that you need to think about when you're starting your consulting business. So first of all, let's start with a W. And that is, who are you actually going to consult to? Who is your target market? And one of the great tips that I learned years ago was to create an ideal market avatar. And I'm sure you've heard of that. It's basically a profile of your ideal client. So what industry are they in? You know, how much experience have they got in whatever you consult in? What sort of age are they? You know, as much as possible, try to bring that potential client to life. And then, of course, you need to work out, where do they hang out? Because that's going to be key for your marketing. So who is your target market and where do they hang out? We've got another W, and this time it's what. So what does that ideal market need, your ideal client? So depending obviously on the type of consulting services that you have, you know, is it about growing their business, improving their marketing, improving their bottom line, you know, improving their systems, looking at legal or HR? But what is it specifically that your ideal client wants? What's their need? Because that's the thing that you've got to be out there marketing the heck out of. So we've got who and what. What next? What comes next? Delivery. How are you actually going to deliver your service? So think that through in terms of, you know, the steps required. Maybe it's a 5-6 step process that you can easily explain to your potential clients. What's it going to deliver? Is it delivered, you know, one-on-one, face-to-face? Are there some systems elements to it? But that needs very clear clarification, of course. The next one then is price. What are you going to charge for this product or service? Don't get too hung up on what other people are charging for similar things. That's a handy sort of guide, if you like, and it's going to be hard sometimes to charge, you know, 2 or 3 times more than anyone else. So it gives you a little bit of a sort of a market idea, but you know, think about how you're going to deliver your particular product or service and how pricing is going to impact that. Is it going to be attractive to your potential market? Is it, you know, if you get the right person and you're addressing their need and you're delivering it in a really cool way, price becomes less of an issue. So then we come to differentiation. I'm not even going to try and spell that. We'll call it diff. How are you going to differentiate your product or service from the competition? And that might be in the way that you deliver it, in the results that you get. You know, sometimes it's really hard when you've got a very packed marketplace and lots of people are doing the same thing as you, but there are always ways that you can differentiate your product. Do you do it faster? Do you do it easier? Do you get better results? So that's really important in terms of the marketing. And then lastly, we're going to have B, and that is for build. What are we building? 2 things really. How is all of this going to help you build your brand? It's probably a bit of a personal brand as well as a company brand, but also how is all of this going to help you build the success for your client and build the relationship with your client? Because at the end of the day, consulting is about relationships. And to be really successful at consulting, you need to be great at building those relationships and making those relationships long-term, okay? So that you can have, you know, a decades-long relationship with a client, continually helping them in their business, doing whatever it is that you help them do. So there we go, the pie. 6 key things to think about. Who are you going to target with what service? What's their problem? How are you going to deliver the solutions for that? How's your pricing going to look? How are you going to differentiate? And how are you going to build long-term brand and relationships and value for those clients? Something to think about. Now, if you have any questions, do comment down below. I will personally answer all of those questions. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit subscribe because we have new videos coming out every week.